Shalom, shalom, brothers. Brother Kamal Mahar here, back at it again. First thing first, we give up praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Bahasham, and qadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders on the truth from GMS. Blessings to the Aki Madir preaching his word with heart to sincerity. Blessed to the 144,000, 1/3 entirely, the first fruits kingdom of heaven. Also David that Biaf that would die. Shalom to brothers there speaking different tongues and looking at different nations. Shalom to you, bros. And Shabbat shalom too as well, brothers. We're still in the Shabbat till later on, a couple hours from now. Today, brothers, I want to get in a video of comfort. I guess my lot has been where I'm like coming into spiritual power and comfort. And one of my best comforts is either the kingdom of heaven, and this video right now was actually salvation when we get beamed up, which is the end-all be-all that we're looking for when Yahawashi comes back from Yahawah to deliver his elect. Lord willing, we could be part of that number. And just to be with Yahawashi from that point on, it's a beautiful thing. A lot of times my imagination, which a lot of you brothers should also be using as well, which you already do, but just ponder yourself and meditate on the fact that there's coming a day soon where there's going to be, great calamities and a great war coming. Simultaneously, man, Yahawashi is going to crack the sky with those angels, man. And it's going to go all over the four corners of the earth, predominantly Babylon, where majority of the elect are. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Semitic Indians of the scriptures, man. Man, they're going to send their whole angels and going to be going around beaming up the elect. And simultaneously, as they're getting beamed up, which is also dope, is the fact that they're going to come out these terrestrial bodies and into celestial bodies, the same style, the way Yahawashi has created themselves. Those bodies made from the heavens, man, from the heavenly hands, man, from Yahawashi. And what a beautiful situation, and just can imagine being involved in something like that. Because there's going to be already chaos going on in the world. Now, when you go into the scriptures in general, Lord willing, shoot, man, I'm huge on spiritual power. We know in Jacob's trouble that when Esau come in like a flood, the Lord going to lift a standard up, and that's going to come with all kinds of styles of power. Brothers are going to be flying and teleportation, super speed, super strong, laser beams. You know it. You name it, brothers are going to be able to do it. But the point is, there's going to be a lot of chaos and a lot of destruction going on, and this place is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear weapons, man. Starting from Russia and on down, all other heathen on Babylon, all at one time. And simultaneously from that point, Yahawashi going to come and deliver his elect, and just like that, going to beam up his elect. And that's the most beautiful, most powerful prophecy that we're waiting on, is the return of Yahawashi, man, to come and save his elect. Lord willing, I could be a part of that number, and also you sincere brothers. Matter of fact, let me get into Revelations 18 and 4. It says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." Right. And it's talking about this Babylon ruled by Babylon, and also majority parts of the world, because we know Russians and Amalekites, or the Israelis, and you got Esau and Babylon, Europe. That's a lot of countries that make up the world in general, which is said in the latter days that Esau will be rolling before everything goes down, right? So but pursuing the Babylon the Great, so-called America, is where most of the brothers and sisters are, especially the 144,000, right? And it says, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." Right? Because what's going to happen is, and I'm gonna get into more scriptures to more support, but the Lord is going to, deliver up his people. And it's going to be pursuing, like you might as well call it like a so-called alien invasion concept. There's going to be abductions going on all over the four corners of the earth, predominantly Babylon. So that way, while the plagues are happening, you know, the elect are going, or what you would call the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven, are going to be safe in those chariots, waiting until destruction is over, and then we're going to come down looking gorgeous in these new bodies, and we're going to take over the kingdom and then rule forever, ever, and ever, and ever. That's what we waiting on. That's the greatest prophecy in the scriptures that I bet brothers can agree is the return of Yahawashi with the salvation and what comes and what partakes and comes after that. Hey, brothers. Hey, man, I hear a lot about the still water, but cold is still water, which is particularly pure water. It's phenomenal, man. But I know a lot of people got something to say about it, but in my particular situation, pure water is just like insanely awesome. But back to what I was saying, you know, that's the greatest prophecy that we're going into. And this is literally talking about those same times when the Lord going to beam up his elect. You can also, the one precept that, and brothers can write this down too as well, the precept that land backs off of this one pretty nicely is Isaiah 26 and 20, when actually it gets a little bit more into it specifically. 26 and 20, you can even add 21 for why. It says, "Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed." And what is that indignation? The righteous anger and the wrath of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is going to come with, you know, Yahawashi and the chariots and those laser beams. Is going to be destruction from the chariots, and also those ICBM missiles, famine, sword, pestilence, things of that nature. And all this stuff is going to be going down. So, but predominantly the nuclear weapons that's going to be shot over the four corners of the earth, pursuing the Babylon. The Lord is going to beam up his people into thy chambers. And another name for chambers will be a so-called UFO, or in the scriptures, a chariot of the Most High, which will be considered a UFO today. But they're the chariots of Israel. And it says, "Shut thy doors about thee and hide thyself as it were for a little moment." And when you consider that little moment, like pursuing Revelations 18, which is in, I don't gotta get into it, but it says, "And for 1 hour such riches was brought to a naught." So it's going to take the Lord only 1 hour to destroy this whole situation, right? And that'll be considered why into the little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. Because once the destruction is over, the Israelites are going to come down and take over the kingdom, like pursuing the Daniel 9, and I believe Daniel 9, I believe, or I think it was 7. I forgot. I hate being wrong. Daniel 9, I believe, in like 16 maybe. I might be like spot on actually. Nah, it's so it might just be 7. Daniel 7 and 18, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever," right? So boom, and that's going to be after, you know, the indignation be overpassed, after we hide ourselves for a little moment, and then we're going to come down and we're going to take the kingdom forever. Now over here, Isaiah 26 and 20, you see that where it says hide yourself, but why though? For 21, "For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose their blood, and shall no more cover her slain." So it's going to be a real terrible and destructive day. And in order to survive this, the Lord's going to have to bring on that salvation and hide us in his chambers until the indignation be overpassed. That is the salvation aspect of the scriptures that we all looking forward to when the return of Yahawashi comes back, man. You know, also here, you can also get into, man, this is beautiful, man. I mean, like, hey, brothers, man, listen, you know, that's why in 1 Thessalonians, I'm going to get that as well in the 4th chapter. I'm going to end off with that one. That's why it says, "Comfort ye yourselves with these words," man. Because this is comfort. Because we know, we see in the prophecies, like pursuing the 2nd Esdras 9 and on down to 6, it'll give you all the prophecies of what to look for. And we see in these times. But as we see in these times, that we also know that closer and closer and closer, Yahawashi is going to come back and deliver his people, man. And then it's going to be over after that. And that's just a beautiful situation. And what makes this extraordinarily beautiful even more when you think about it is how close we are. that's where it gets really awesome, because we're in a time frame where this is really about to go down. 2 Thessalonians 1, and I believe it's 2 Thessalonians 1 and 7. Correct. 2 Thessalonians 1 and 7, it says, and to you who are troubled, rest with us. Right? And who is troubled? The Israelites, man, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and their Semio Indians. We are the troubled ones on this earth, man. You can look up Deuteronomy 28, 16 into 68 to see the curses and what's put upon us, and how how we're in the heathen's hands, the trouble that we're in, right? And it says, and to you who are troubled, rest with us, right? Rest with Yahawashi and the angels, right? Especially when they come back and get beamed up. When the Lord Yahawashi shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. There you go. So when Yahawashi and the mighty angels come through, man, brothers gonna get beamed up, man, and that salvation, and we gonna be in some rest, man. We're gonna be in some tranquility and some peace, and it's gonna even get even better when we come out the chariots, man. The kingdom of heaven is established, man. Yo, the dopest prophecy in the scriptures is the best one. I mean, because you got to think about all the rest of them are going to happen after salvation. Spiritual powers on a higher level, because with those new bodies and having immortality, which immortality is also pretty awesome prophecy as well. Like when you think of that, because what immortality, which what brings the taking the kingdom forever, and even forever. That's how it's going to work out. So that's awesome too. But hey, man, it starts with that salvation, man. And mind you, it's going to be a glorious day. Lord willing, you a part of that number, and me as well, to be beamed up. It's going to be a phenomenal situation, right? And it says, and you know what? That's the point right there. The point is, and to you who are troubled, rest with us when the Lord Yahawashi shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels, because the Lord gonna come deliver his people, man. We gonna need all that, man. Like, we waiting, brothers. We waiting very patiently, because we gotta just wait on the Lord, because the Lord got it for a set time, but we close though. And it is a beautiful thing to see, man. It is, man. When you really think about it, you know, a brother, many brothers say the same thing. Hey, fellas, hey, Yakim, we about to get up out of here, man. We about to get up out of here, and that's literal too. We about to get up out of here, and then we gonna go and get into our homeland back in Israel. And just for edification's sakes, man, let me put this to y'all too when it comes to the kingdom of heaven. Yo, in the 21st chapter of Revelations, when it describes the kingdom of heaven, a lot of brothers, I said this before, but a lot of brothers don't really fathom this. It said that the kingdom of heaven is going to be all gold, right? We know that, but it's going to also be in a square-like manner, according to how, you know, it's described. But let's just go with that. It also said it was going to be 12,000 furlongs high and 12,000 furlongs long. Brothers, if you do your math on that, you can look this up on Google. Our kingdom is going to be going all the way up into the heavens. You got to understand this. 12,000 furlongs is 1,500 miles. I'm not trying to get off topic here, because this be about salvation. But our salvation is going to produce this particular type of kingdom that is going to be very insane. And brothers don't really realize this. 12,000 furlongs is 1,500 miles roughly. It only takes 92 miles from ground to get to space. So that means when you first get up into the atmospheric level, when you start getting into that floaty part, is 92 miles per se. That means that's 900 in so I said 92, so 1492, 98 or so, like around there. One of those two. I'm all over the place with that one. But that's that much more miles going up past 92. That means you're going to be able to see the kingdom of heaven from anywhere in the world. And it's going to be glowing gold and light. And mind you, 1,500 miles is a huge area. You got to look at it from like Maine to almost North Carolina, about to touch Florida, and then all the way down and across in a square-like manner. And this is after salvation. So can you imagine getting beamed up into those new bodies, and then we going to come down and then be granted and be welcomed into a beautiful place like that? Not to mention it's going to be ruled by Yahawashi along with 144,000, but we're going to be able to be with the Lord and see the Lord as he is, man. Listen, man, this is why the scriptures say comfort yourselves with these words, man. Now that was a whole I could drop that again when I make another Kingdom of Heaven video, but I wanted to put that in perspective, because this is why we need to be looking forward to our salvation, because that's coming on the horizon as well. You'll get delivered in the chariots, new bodies, come on down, Kingdom of Heaven, and then forever with abundance. And hey, listen, man, if you brothers ever get a chance, look up Deuteronomy 28:12, man. Yo, 28:12, I mean, it goes into he opened up his good treasure, and we shall lend to many nations and borrow from none. I'm just saying, that's how wealthy we gonna be, man. We gonna really be their true and new elites, because you can't spell elite without Israel. You know what I mean? Let me go into this. I was on a little bit of a spiritual rant, but it was very needed. When you go into Wisdom of Solomon, I'm gonna read Wisdom of Solomon 5, but the first one, for maybe 1 and 2. It says, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as that have afflicted him and made no account for his labors." That's what brothers is doing on highways and hedges. We out there condemning our people, well, condemning the heathen, roughly Edom, and giving their judgment how they're going to be in slavery, and also tell our people that they are the Israelites, and also we have a kingdom coming, repent, or you're gonna get destroyed. We out there talking that talk, and it's pretty much out there standing in great boldness in front of the ones who afflicted us, because what you would say, what, 70, 80, 90, 100, 150 years ago, there's no way in the world was going to be able to talk like this. We was getting lynched, or definitely something bad was going to happen. But then again, we in a time now where it's able to be done, and the Lord wanted to be done to usher in the prophecies in order to bring down his kingdom, to bring in the kingdom of heaven from our salvation. It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all they look for. Listen, man, and that's super true. Listen, ain't nobody never seen no aliens or so-called UFOs, and I'm gonna give it from a carnal level what they're going to think. Their head is an alien invasion, and they're gonna see the Lord coming. It's gonna be a great war. The Lord gonna destroy all that over there, and the Lord gonna be beaming up his elect, and that shit gonna look insane. When the angels come out of nowhere and start beaming up brothers, man, and it goes into it on how they thought it was them and it really was us, and how are they the ones who gonna be delivered. Okay, cool. But the point is, that's gonna really be the most craziest shit you have ever seen in your life. Like, it's no way in the world it's gonna look that good. Because remember in Jeremiah 16:14, it says no more will they say that the Lord live, because how they delivered the children out of Israel out of Egypt. That's a crazy situation right there by itself. And not the plagues and splitting of the sea, and how the Lord showed out like that. We know the Lord lived because of that. But no, the Lord said he gonna trump all of that, and you gonna know the Lord lived by how he delivered the Israelites from the four corners of the earth, and also from the land of the north, which is Babylon the Great, so-called America. And the way that's gonna look, it's gonna trump the Egypt how you know the Lord lived, and it's gonna be an outrageous scattered event that's gonna trump that and be the new way how you know the Lord lived. So when you trump something like that, that's how you know that day when the Israelites get delivered through their salvation. It's going to be a sight to see. It's going to be some wild shit. Not to mention, Yahawashi going to come back on a huge fathership. Like, remember, Edris said it was big like a mountain. He didn't know how long it was. He couldn't tell from the beginning to end. So then that's how you know every eye going to see him. And that alone is going to be some insane sight. Just to see Yahawashi coming, and he gonna fly up upon it and start then shoot a laser beam out, man. Ayo. Just put your mind on that, brothers. Yo, when Yahawashi come back and deliver his people, that's gonna be some wild sight situation. That's gonna be wild, man. That's gonna have to be a movie in the kingdom to see that again. Like just to watch the coming of the Lord and how it looked and how the chariots was roaming around delivering up the men, and oh man. Woo! That's gonna be something crazy. And what's beautiful about all this, once again, we are coming into a time shortly when this is about to happen. It's about to happen, man. Matter of fact, look, let's get to the nitty-gritty. We're gonna go to Thessalonians 4. And it's roughly at the bottom. Peep this. 1 Thessalonians 4. It says, all right, so 1 Thessalonians 4 and 13. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as brothers which have no hope. Right. Don't sorrow for the brothers who was doing the work and they died, because it's going to give you a reason why. It's because, for if we believe that Yahawashi died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahawashi will Yahawah bring with him. Right? That's fair, man. You know what I mean? Them brothers deserve to get delivered too. And then let's add that part. Let's keep on reading. For Yahawashi himself shall descend from heaven, and with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Yahawah, and the dead in Yahawashi shall rise first. Now let's take a look at that. Now, remember how we was getting into how in Jeremiah 16:14 that it says, now you know the Lord lived not by deliverance from Egypt, but now because of the deliverance from all over the world and also land in the north, right? How it trumps it. Well, look at this too. Not only is that going to be a crazy deliverance, but then the dead in Yahawashi is going to rise first. So you're going to be seeing brothers come out the graves and getting these new bodies and getting beamed up into chariots as well. I don't think nobody's prepared to see something like that. Now we are, but just think about like on a carnal sense how that's going to look. That is going to be the most wild. Yo, you see where I'm going with this? That's going to be a sight to see. Like, yo. So the dead in Yahawashi is going to rise first. So that's going to, so them brothers who died, who labored in the truth and died, they're going to come out the graves. Their spirit is going to go into a celestial body, be alive again, become immortal, get beamed up, and then the second batch of the brothers who remain alive and get into it. So that's already out of control. Then it says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. Right? We know where those clouds. Clouds are also chariots, the vehicles that the angels drive. To meet the Lord Yahawashi in the air, and so shall we be with the Lord. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words. And then once we done out of there, we're going to come out looking. Matter of fact, let's end off with that one. So now you see how we're going to get beamed up through salvation, but look how we're going to come down though. When we come out them chariots, because remember in Isaiah 26:20, it says, hide thyself in thy chambers for a little moment before the indignation be overpassed, right? Now look at this. Revelations 21, starting at, okay, and starting at the top. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away. That's Esau's rulership and all his wickedness we're in now. And there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahawah out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Hey, yo, listen. Brothers going, remember, because the people before us a place. Now, even so, the kingdom of heaven and all that gold going to pop off too. But when the Israelites come out them chariots, man, it's going to be a beautiful thing to see. It's going to be terrifying to the heathen, but to the eye, it's going to be a beautiful situation, man. It's going to be glorious, man. And when we get our situation, man, we're going to be really all right after salvation. Salvation first, and then we reap the benefits of all the other stuff, man. So, man, we almost out of here, brothers. Lord willing, I brought this out as edifying to you, brothers. I'm going to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, qadash, Yahawah. He is to be, exists, Bahasham in the name, and the only begotten Son, the Lord and Savior, Yahawashi, Bahasham in the name, and the Holy Spirit of qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders learning truth from GMS. Blessings to the Akim there preaching his word with heart and sincerity. Blessed to the 144,000, 1/3 entirely, the first fruits kingdom of heaven. That's David W. that would die. And shalom to you brothers out there speaking different tongues and looking different nations. Shalom to you brothers.